My name is Luna, and today we are going to be rating all of the D&D subclasses on Tier List Maker. And so we better get started because there's 124 of them, and we got to get through this. I was a DM for many years. I've DM'd campaigns from level 2 to level 20 because level 1 sucks. And I've been playing D&D for over a decade now, and so I have played a lot of these classes. I don't think I've played every subclass or even encountered every subclass because I would just have to have a D group that played that many variety of characters. But as a D&D person and as someone who's made their own TTRPG project, I can rate these pretty well. Okay, so first we're starting out with Artificer. Artificer is kind of like my least favorite class, so we're gonna skip it for now. We've got Barbarian, Ancestral Guardian. I do remember Ancestral Guardian, and if I remember my original video, I think I put Barbarian in B tier, just because in B tier, it's kind of like the class is good, the mechanics are solid, but the role-playing, and not so good. Like, I don't want to necessarily play a Barbarian, personal preference. This whole video is filled with them. Leave your comments on anything I get wrong. But Barbarian, Ancestral Guardian is a lot cooler than a standard Barbarian in my opinion. It's similar to Totem, I think, is where you like get to pick a Totem Warrior. There he is. Barbarian Totem Warrior. I think Barbarian Totem Warrior, pretty much A tier. It's not necessarily as good as the other classes, but the flavor, that's what we're here for. So Totem, Ancestral Guardian, my brain is like, what is that again? I've had one, I've almost played it, and then I switched last second. So I know I've read it at least once. I've probably read all these at least once. So right now we're gonna keep Ancestral Guardian in B tier. And we might do some like clarifications later on and look it up. I'm pretty sure that's where you get to pick like an ancestor that you guard. The Barbarian Battle Rager. Again, I'm putting that in B tier. I think it is mechanically better than Totem Warrior. I do think though that it gets a little old. You kind of just have some better rages. And if I remember right, like the frenzy mechanic, all that stuff. We're gonna kind of go around here because I don't want to I don't want to zero a class too quickly. Also, last video I did, I got like 500 views and someone requested this content specifically, so here you are. And let's do Barbarian Wild Magic as our last Barbarian right now. I've actually had a Wild Magic Barbarian before. Every time they went into a rage, they had to roll a d20 and different effects could happen, or it might have been I don't know, table. And it was actually a lot of fun. There was a lot of silly effects and a lot of counter. I feel like it made the whole Barbarian experience a lot more fun. And I actually think there should be some sort of mechanic with that with all rages, where it's like, you go into a rage and you're not sure what's going to happen all the time. Usually it's going to be beneficial. There's all these natural benefits, but when you go into a rage, you could lose control. I think that would just be more fun. So I'm going to put Wild Magic Barbarian in A tier. Nothing can be S tier unless it's both highly effective and fun to play. And please hit that subscribe button. It is free and no one subscribed last video, and I need subscribers so I can keep doing this content for you guys. Okay, moving on. We got a lot of things to go through. And I will admit my bias, Cleric is one of my favorite classes. And the reason for that is very early on, it's very strong, kind of falls off mid to late game, but most games don't make it to the mid or late game. So I will try to keep that in mind. But with her Cleric, we're gonna start with Life Cleric, probably the most popular Cleric. You get a bonus, you can add your proficiency to healing, and it's actually very, very good for healing. So let's find Cleric, Knowledge, Life. So out of all the clerics besides, I wonder if they have Tempest on here. We're gonna put Cleric in Life. Life Cleric in class, it's just solid. It can't be S class because it's just like too mainstream, I guess. And then the only other cleric that belongs in S class is Twilight Cleric, arguably a lot better than Life Cleric. You get a lot more options to heal and do damage. Very fun, very powerful. And just like that, we also, if we're talking about very fun, very powerful, we have to immediately go to Hexblade Warlock and put Hexblade Warlock in S class. Now, I'm not going to put anything into SS class until we finish the S class section, and then we'll see what we promote. All right, we're going through this. Drunken Master Monk. Oh, that's one of the very first campaigns I played in back in 2015. There was a Drunken Master Monk in the group, and they were so much fun. I don't think they're actually that good. I think they're kind of in the same area as Barbarian, where they're like fun, mechanically, you just run out of things shortly, and it kind of just has an innate roleplay that's good, and that really elevates the class, even though it's maybe not the most strong class. All right, and then there's a couple of monks that are really good, and I'll get theirs. Okay, we're gonna tackle Artificer. I have never played an Artificer. I've had several players as an Artificer. I have an Artificer right now. I think they're a Battlesmith, and then I've had another Artificer that was an Alchemist. In my opinion, Artificer is cool and it's fun, and I want to love it more, but it just feels like spells in the disguise of items. I know you can make items, and there's just some cool systems for it, but to me, it just hasn't. It's just there's something off about it. It's like uncanny valley. It's like you either need to go less or more, and it's like just right in that spot where it's like, okay, there's some of this flavor coming in and some of this not flavor coming in. And so, but I have seen Alchemist Artificers perform better than Barbarian. It's kind of like that wizard utility thing. And I've also seen a Battlesmith Alchemist perform, or Artificer perform very well. So for right now, those are going into A tier. Artillerist and Armorer, we are gonna put those in D tier. I have never seen them used to success. And reading them, it seems like, why wouldn't you just pick a wizard with Fireball and Armor? I might have to revisit those, but those are going in D tier for now. I realize I have a wide range of options here, and I need to use all of them if I want to, because I personally think all the D&D classes are very, like, close together in some ways. I mean, we have Ranger. Okay, actually, now that we're talking about useless, some things come to mind. And I know the word Ranger did that. Okay, Gloomstalker, that's pretty good. Horizon Walker, Monster Slayer, those are all good. Hunter, Ranger, we're just going to put that in the useless category. Like, why would you not just play a fighter? Why do you need, unless your campaign is very, very, like, explorer heavy, so many of the abilities that you get are just not practical. And then it says Rogue, Ranger, Beastmaster, Dyslexia. Beastmaster, I've had someone play, very fun. I'm going to put it with these Artificer ones, where it's kind of like, if you play it, cool, but we need, your D&D group is going to be like, oh, okay, well, we needed help. Now, just for vibes, I'm putting Fey Wanderer in C tier. These are going to change. Horizon Stalker, very fun, very refreshed when they came out with that in Tasha's. I think it was in Tasha's, forgive me. But B tier for Horizon Walker, I've seen very fun Horizon Walker Rangers. Again, the whole Ranger class, it's getting better, but it's still just like, make it what we want it to be. Give more abilities with the bow and arrow, like make it just a ranged class that works well and doesn't just use this typical built-in bow and arrow scheme that we already have. Let's go on to Rogue for a little bit. We have Arcane Trickster. I have played with so many Arcane Tricksters rogues, and honestly, they drive me insane. So much times as the DM, if I have a rogue that is Arcane Trickster, I just know that they are playing rogue because they want to play chaotic neutral and they want to go crazy, and maybe that's the thing, but we're gonna put Arcane Trickster right into that A tier slot just because I get so annoyed with Arcane Trickster. I feel like it's not a fun class to take. You just get some spells, and I have never enjoyed taking it, and there's so many awesome rogue things you can do. Obviously, the best rogue class is Swashbuckler. We're gonna put that one in S tier, and then we're gonna go here and we're gonna find Rogue. That's Paladin, Rogue, Phantom. Mastermind, I've played with a Mastermind Rogue, and here's the thing. I want to put Mastermind Rogue in A tier, but it really deserves B tier. I have just had a Rogue in one of my parties that played Mastermind, and they did it so cleverly that it was so much fun to have them on the group. They were so good at like infiltrating, defusing situations, and getting us into an advantageous position before combat started. And part of that is the DM, recognizing these are what these classes are good at. I need to make opportunities for that to happen. I was not the DM in this campaign, and it was very fun. So in my personal experience, Mastermind can be A+ tier. It can be above S tier. But do we see that very often? No. All right. Let's go to Ranger Swarmkeeper. I don't know much about Swarmkeeper. I'm gonna put it. Can I put it above Beastmaster? I cannot. I'm gonna put Beastmaster into C tier and Swarmkeeper in D tier. I've not seen it be played before. The concept of a Swarmkeeper Ranger sounds cool. I might need to revisit this one later. Let me know what I'm missing out on the comments below. I just kind of want to get some of these that I don't know as well out of the way. I do know all these Wizard ones. I know most of these Warlock ones. Okay, let's go to Paladin. Paladin of the Ancients, I think, is one of the worst oaths you can pick out of all the oaths. but Paladin's such a good class, I can't like put it below. I'll put it with the C tier. C tier and B tier kind of getting some friends. And then Paladin of Conquest, very cool abilities. We're gonna put that into, oh my goodness, this is so hard. We're gonna put that into S tier for now, but we're gonna revisit that. Paladin of the Crown, again, I think this just belongs straight with the C tier. Same thing, if your DM doesn't have the world building built in good for this, then it's not gonna be as fun. And that's the whole reason I don't like those two, is like, I think they're very good and they have good opportunities, but it's kind of like if you play Warlock in a campaign and you never even have any sort of moments with your patron or anything like that. It's just a letdown, and you really kind of have to communicate with the DM. This is the subclass I'm taking, this is what I'm expecting. Is there anything like this in the story? Is there any opportunities in that? Obviously, Paladin of Vengeance is so much fun, and we're gonna have to decide which one belongs in tier. We'll put them both in S tier for now, and we'll promote one with SS tier. Only one from each class can get in there total. Okay, let's go Paladin of Devotion. So fun to play Paladin of Devotion. You can mess around with it. If you really look up the deity, you can have some very fun characters that you make. And I'm gonna put an A tier. I think it's very fun. You just have to do it right. And every time I've played it and seen people play it, it's been very fun. So we are gonna put that in S tier, or A tier. Let's keep going. We have not gone through a lot of these. Let's rapid speed. Let's get this going. Bard of Creation. Oh, I'm a sucker for Bard. We are putting Bard of Creation in A tier. A tier is getting a little full, Luna. Be a little bit more careful. Bard of Eloquence, very fun. I'm gonna get flamed for this. Bard of Glamour is my favorite college to do as a bard. It is probably the worst as terms of abilities. And so with that in mind, I have to put it with these Horizon Walker and Mastermind, where it's like, if you use it right, it can be very good. You can get your party into a very advantageous position. It can be very fun. Roleplay is very fun. But most people do not know how to do that, and if the DM kind of doesn't know like what you're trying to do as a class, it might be a little bit hard to pull off the things you want to pull off. But it hurts me to put it there, because that's probably my absolute favorite class and subclass to play. So sad to put that there. Okay, let's go to Barbarian Berserker. I'm putting this for the same reason as Barbarian Battle Rager. It's just like, it's a good, solid class. It's just not very distinct as like a Barbarian subclass. It feels very standard, and it kind of makes me sad because, I mean, a Barbarian's good sometimes because it can be like a good class for new players. I know that's a rough thing to say, and maybe I just have a thing against Barbarians, but I don't know. Put Zealot though in A tier. I think it deserves it. Does it deserve it? No. I can't put it above. I'm gonna put it in the front of B tier. Okay, and then we have Storm, Herald, Barbarian. That's gonna be our first Google. Storm, Herald, Barbarian. 5e. Okay, they train alongside druids and others to sort of the natural realm. They are pretty new, it looks like. Relatively new. Okay, they seem pretty cool. I honestly would be tempted to play it. I'm happy with A tier. And then let's see. Bard of War. You just gotta put it in here. You get so many freaking spells and abilities, and it's pretty good. Same with Bard of Whispers, and then we're gonna put Bard of Valor right into A tier. And Bard of Swords, can I put Bard of Swords into C tier? See, I can't. And the reason for this is I feel like most people that pick Bard of Swords don't pick it with the right mindset going in. And if you have the right mindset, you can pull off a very, very cool bard. Most of the times it's like, oh, maybe I should just balance out my class. And I think that's why it doesn't feel very good. Man, I feel like I'm gonna get flamed in the comments for some of these opinions. Okay, Cleric of Arcana. Why would you not play Wizard? We're gonna put that in D tier. Cleric of Death, very fun, very cool. Let's see, we're gonna put Cleric of Death in B tier. Cleric of the Forge belongs in B tier. Grave is also going to be B tier. Knowledge is C tier. I've played all these before. I just have these opinions. Cleric of Light is the same thing, where it's like, cool, I get to do a little bit of fire damage, but then the fall off is just like, what the heck? We can put that one in C tier. Cleric of Nature, same problem. And then Cleric of Order, we're getting a little bit better. The world building's a little bit better. That's a solid B tier. Cleric of Peace, that one's hard. Cleric of Peace, we're gonna keep in C tier. Tempest Cleric, oh, I want Tempest Cleric to be so much better than it is. It's just, is not. I've had people play Tempest Cleric, and it's fun when you're level 1 through 5, and then it's just the fall off again. It's like, it's just at that point where you're not playing something that can do more damage, and it's not my favorite. We have Cleric of Trickery in here twice, so that's exciting. Obviously, this is gonna go into C tier. I feel happy. Oh, can I put Trickery above Tempest? We're gonna put Trickery into D tier. Cleric of War is just a better version of Cleric of Tempest in my opinion, but still has a lot of the same problems. And so that can go into, you know, Cleric of War and Cleric of Tempest can kind of hang out in A tier. Like, if anyone shows them in the party playing as one of these clerics, I'm like, cool. But I'm not necessarily overly concerned as like a standard hunter, like a standard ranger. So I'm like, do you know what you're doing? Like, can you pull this off correctly? Okay, we have a Druid of the Dreams. That's gonna be B tier, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong. My brain says Druid of Dreams gets some cool high-level self that you usually wouldn't get. That can be a little bit better at high level. We're gonna put it in C tier. Druid of the Land, C tier. Moon Druid, I mean, how do you not put that in S tier? More wild shape if I remember right, and you get Moonbeam. Oh, okay, Druid of the Stars. I love Druid of the Stars. I've played with them several times, and they always seem to pull it off. Then we have Druid Shepherd. Could be very fun, I'm thinking. You know, we can put that into C tier. And then Druid of the Spores. This is the same thing as like Fey Wanderer and things like it. If your DM lets you kind of pull off what you're trying to do, then it's great. If it's not, then it's not as fun. Druid of the Wildfire is so sick. It's just the dichotomy, the juxtaposition. It makes me giggle inside. It makes me giggle inside a little bit when I think about that. All right, Fighter, Arcane Archer. The bane of the Ranger class is the Arcane Archer Fighter class. I think this goes in A tier. It's just solid. There's nothing else to say about it. It's just solid. It can be fun. Battlemaster Fighter is probably the best fighter class. Can I put it in S tier? I can, but it'll probably get demoted later. Then we have Fighter Cavalier. Again, we're B tier, kind of like your DM just has to kind of let you do what you can do. Champion Fighter is a solid C tier. It's just like the same thing where, actually, I'm gonna put Champion Fighter in D tier. No, where did I put the other one? It's got the same problem as the Berserker Battle Ranger, which Barbarian Berserker has to go back into C tier. Same problem. It's just like, make the class a little bit more spicy, add some more flavor. It's just the same thing with those two classes. Like, great class, great ability. That's why it's in C tier and not D tier. Like, it's okay. You can use it, but you have to, like, it doesn't have the flavor. It doesn't have the flavor. And I'm hungry and I want some flavor. And that's why Echo Knight is going in A tier. Don't worry, we're gonna reevaluate Echo Knight, Battlemaster, and Arcane Archer because those are fun. Eldritch Knight with Fighter, just a worse version of Echo Knight in my opinion. Very fun though, very, very fun. You can still do it. Gunslinger, everyone has at least had one player give this a try, and it works out. It works out. You know what? It works out, and I think that's fine. Gunslinger, B tier, we're taking it. The Psy Warrior, I had a Psy Warrior, and I was not a very good DM, and they were a little bit overpowered in my opinion. So we're gonna put them in A tier. Kind of that same like Echo Knight feature where as a DM, if you don't know what they're trying to do, it can seem a little scary. Purple Dragon, honestly, I think this is probably from Fizbin. I don't know what it is. We're just gonna put it in C tier and reevaluate later. Rune Knight, I personally really like. I have played once, very fun. Samurai, we're gonna put with C tier. I had another player play Samurai, and it kind of falls into the same pit trap as Champion, where it's like, yeah, there's some flavor here and cool stuff, but like, if your player doesn't know how to go far with it, then it's really difficult. Finally into Monk. Monk is such a weird class. We're obviously Sun Soul, Open Hand, and Mercy. We're gonna do last. Oh, there's 2 Sun Souls, exciting. Can I delete that? No. So Shadow, those are, I mean, I already put them almost in order. Monk of Astral Self, we're gonna put that with Drunken Master in A tier, very fun. Cobalt Soul, I think that's a C tier. 4 Elements, also C tier, very fun, you get to be the avatar. Kensei, we're putting in D tier. I'm just gonna go through these. I played these a lot, I know what I'm talking about. Long Death, okay, then I immediately get one I haven't played, so I'm gonna put that in B tier. And then, oh, no, I can't put that above 4 Elements. Give me a second, I know what I'm doing here. 4 Elements, you're gonna B tier, you're fun, that's it, final. Open hand, obviously, we're putting into A tier at least. We're gonna put that temporarily in S tier. Oh, no. We'll decide. Right now it's an A tier. We'll decide. The person that left the comment said it should be an S tier, and off the virtue of leaving a comment, it's going in S tier. I know, I'm corrupt. Monk of Mercy. Yep, I like a class that can fight and heal. I'm putting that in S tier. I'm sorry. Monk of Shadow. Very fun. I think it's probably one of the most powerful monk classes if you're going to pick it. We're putting that in A tier. Monk of Sun Soul, same thing. We're putting that in A tier. It is powerful. You have options, and this one also has to go there off of that virtue. Now we're back to Paladin. We got Redemption. Very fun, and Oathbreaker. Very fun. Both of those are going to S tier to be reevaluated later because they're very fun. And everyone that plays a Paladin, they're like, ooh, I'm going to do Oathbreaker, Redemption, Devotion, like that type of thing. It feels fun, and that's why it goes there. It can feel fun. It can help with the narrative. Paladin of Glory, C tier, solid C tier. Paladin of the Open Seas, it's highly specific, and for that reason alone, I'm putting it in D tier. Paladin Watchers, again, C tier. And this is going to go in that same bottle of like, I want you to do something more. I guess you could argue Devotion should have been there as well, so we'll put it in C tier. Then we have Gloomstalker. Honestly, sorry, the recording stopped on me. So where were we? Gloomstalker. We put that somewhere. I was mesmerized about the recording stopping and getting that back online. But that's fine. I think I put Gloomstalker relatively high. If you see it, let me know, because I don't see it. I rated it. It's somewhere. It's not in E tier. It's not in D tier. That's all you need to know. Monster Slayer is like a ranger that's trying to be a good class. It's trying to redeem itself as a class. We'll put that in B tier. But for the most part, I just don't think it's that good. Assassin, again, it's a very powerful rogue class, and it can be good if you're starting out, but it runs into that same problem that I have with the Berserker and Battle Rager and all these things. So for that reason, you're going B tier, but you're at the top of B tier. Inquisitive, so it's like Mastermind. I've seen very, very good. Oh, we're putting in B tier. Okay, Phantom, we'll put that in A tier. It's pretty good. Scout, I think we can put that in D tier. If you're playing a rogue and then you pick Scout, what are you doing? Like, that's just like a way to play a ranger that's better. And if you're at that point, like, I know you want to play ranger, but at least just commit. Soul Knife, again, B tier, very fun. Thief, classic, but same reason Berserker. I'm putting it in C tier. That was probably very loud, and I'll have to cut that down in post. But now we're to Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard, and we have one more ranger, another Gloomstalker. Maybe I didn't rate Gloomstalker. Well, in that case, I put Gloomstalker in C tier. It's fun, it's cool, it's just not as good. Okay, now we're into Sorcerer. Sorcerer is so good. Divine Soul, we're putting that in S tier. Oh, where did that go? The options with Divine Soul are very fun. And then let's look at the other one. Sorcerer of Wild Magic, A tier. It's very fun. Don't get me wrong. I've had a little bit of enough of it. It can be very cool, and a lot of funny stories stem from that. Aberrant Mind. See, I've had people play this, and they've done a good job. I personally, as a DM and as a player, just can't quite get it right. And so for that reason, I put it in C tier. Clockwork Soul, B tier. I think it's very fun. Dragon, also B tier. I love the stuff they add with the dragons. Shadow, I want to put it in D tier just because D tier is looking a little bit sparse, but we're going to put it in C tier. Storm, yeah, we can put that in D tier. You know if you know. Warlock is very fun. It's very cool as a class. And we're going to put Archfey into A tier, right below Hexplate, because I just like Fey. If someone says they want to play a Warlock and they say Archfey, I am so excited. I love role-playing Fey. I love doing things like that, and very cool. And for that same reason, I have to put like Fathomless and Great Old One in A tier for the same reason. Like Cthulhu stuff, it can just be very fun if the player's into it. I'm not as much into like HP Lovecraft, whatever, but it's still fun. Celestial, I mean, come on, just pick up. Unless you're really doing something unique and fun, just pick Paladin. Unless you're like, this Celestial person is not good, or whatever, and I am Scrupulosity. All those things you can explore, but I think, in the most part, just pick a freaking Cleric or Bard. So yeah, I didn't say that one, but Fiend went to B tier for Warlock for obvious reasons. It's just very fun. I'm gonna put that same thing for Warlock in B tier. I've seen it a lot. It's very fun. Genie, C tier. Again, what are we doing here? We're playing D&D. We're playing D&D. Genie, D&D. I don't think the vibe is right. Whew, we're getting through this. Now we just have all the wizard ones to do. I've played all these, so I'm excited. Abjuration Wizard, my favorite. I love Abjuration magic, but it's actually not that good, so we're gonna put A tier. Blade Slinger, it's again a really unique class that has a lot of potential, but you kind of have to know what you're doing and you have to pull it off well. Gravitology, I'm putting that in S tier. I had a friend play it, they did a very good job. War Wizard, again, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm putting that in, yeah, I'm putting that right with the War Cleric and stuff. It's just like the bonuses you get, you got it. It may be a good multi-class, but it's not really good. Transmutation, oh, where did you go? Transmutation, yeah, I'm gonna put that right above War. Scribes, C tier. It's kind of the same thing with the Berserker where it can be good. I assume this is Chronomancy, which it's very fun. We're gonna put that in A tier. Conjuration, again, I'm putting on B tier. Similar to Abjuration, it's something I really like, but not everyone does the very best. Same with Divination. Playing a Divination Wizard, so fun. So fun in my opinion. You kind of just have to accept your role, done. So we're putting that in B tier. Enchantment, C tier. It's fun. It's just not as cool as like an information gathering one. Like you can play support, you can play this, and enchantment is just not necessarily as good. Necromancy, I'm putting that, I can't put that up, put that in A tier. And then Evocation is obviously one of the strongest ones. We'll put that in S tier for now. And Illusion, everyone wants this to be better than it is, so I'm putting it in D tier. All right, now let's revisit that tier and see what gets promoted to SS tier. Remember to subscribe. That's what SS tier is for. Please subscribe. I appreciate it. And let's go. Let's go and visit this. D&D Madness. Life Cleric, do you get to be promoted? No, Twilight does. Easy. Warlock, yeah, I can put that. Hexblade Warlock's terrifying. Terrifying to have one in your party. You don't know how good they're gonna be. Anything else? Does anything else belong in SS tier? Moon Druid, Circle of the Moon. I think you can make some very powerful builds with that. Yep, it's going there. Oathbreaker Paladin is a classic. You think of D&D, you think of an Oathbreaker Paladin. Now, does Bard with College of the Lore get to go into SS tier? No, because Bards are very cool. They're very overrated, and everyone's gonna play one anyways. So it can stay in S tier. Battle Master, I don't even know if that should be in S tier, but we're gonna keep it there. Open Hand, S tier, I'm fine with that. Mercy, S tier. Redemption, Divine Soul, Evocation. I think that's it, guys. This is the subclass tier list for all the subclasses in Tier List Maker. Now, if you play one of these bottom ones, let me know and tell me that I was right, because I need that validation. I need that validation. Thank you so much for watching. I love making videos like this. They're very easy and fun to make, and I make so much storytelling content. So if you like that type of stuff, subscribe for D&D, magic, storytelling, writing, author, all that things. I am a storyteller at heart. I have devoted my life to it, and I will be there someday because I know I can go the distance. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.